There's a lot of positions in the medical field that deserve to be praised, and I'm gonna break them down, starting with the travel nurse. 5 reasons to love, appreciate, honor, and respect the travel nurse. Numero uno, a travel nurse will walk into one of the most dire situations and not flinch. You could tell a travel nurse they got a special assignment on Mars where the oxygen is low, aliens are attacking, and the world might blow up in 12 minutes and they gotta be there for 6 months. That travel nurse will pack her bags, get her plane ticket, and fly out there and handle business. Being a travel nurse is not this glamorous job that a lot of people think that it is, that they're on vacation and they taking pictures and they eat different food. No, sometimes they are put in some of the most difficult situations and they are expected to operate at a very high professional, safe, welcoming level. To all of the travel nurses that have ever journeyed into the inside of an esophagus and made it back to tell about it, I want to say thank you. 2, a lot of travel nurses leave a lot behind just to make a living. Imagine telling your friends and your family that you got to go 2, 3, 4,000 miles away in order to survive. A lot of travel nurses, men and women, put themselves in situations where they have no choice but to go 2,000 miles across the country and miss all kind of obligations and moments and things that happen, first steps, graduations, marriages, quinceañeras, baby shower. To the travel nurses out there that sacrifice a lot of living in order to provide care, I want to say thank you. Number 3, y'all got to deal with this reputation, and you know what reputation I'm talking about. A lot of people think there's no way people could be on the road months at a time away from their spouse without stepping out. And that's a reputation that has ran rampant. And I know what people think about travel nurses, men and women. Y'all get out of town, y'all find y'all a new boo out of town, y'all give up some out of town, then you come back home and act like it never happened. To have to deal with those rumors, to have to face those rumors, to have to explain that to your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whoever, when you get back home and they just constantly questioning you, not trusting you, saying where you at, where it been, it ain't never been this tight before, because I know when I was in it, it wasn't this tight. I want to say thank you. Number 4, people often forget that travel nurses have a home base and they don't get treated as such. I had to break down the medical field into a sports thing. I would say travel nurses are like the Harlem Globetrotters. They can do all the tricks, they know all the magic, they keep the crowd entertained, people come to see them, but the NBA still gets paid more than the Harlem Globetrotters because they are consistently at home. So when the travel nurses come off the road and go back to their home facility, they have to reacclimate themselves to the office, to the staff, and gain the respect back from being away for 4 months or 5 months or 3 months. I want to say I thank you for understanding and getting reacclimated and not just quitting. And number 5, thank you for accepting the call when travel nurse called. There's a lot of children in school right now growing up saying, I want to be a doctor. They ain't saying I want to be a dentist. They ain't saying I want to be a pediatrician. They ain't saying I want to be a psychiatrist. Never think about travel nurse. So when you grow up and you understand that there's a position out there that needs to be fulfilled and a lot of people aren't willing to fulfill that position, you get kind of, So thank you so much for fulfilling those positions, for being the people that didn't shun and didn't look away and didn't run from that. Thank you for accepting the responsibility of millions of Americans when that town didn't have the necessary bodies to fill their hospitals and their clinics. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and you have no explaining on this side.